What is up, my people? Let me know real quick. I have this kind of nice microphone here and I'm using my computer webcam. So I figured if I have just a computer webcam, the least I can do is get a nice microphone. So let me know if you can hear me all right before we get started. Um, Let me see some thumbs ups or comments in the live stream chat thing, and then we'll kind of get rolling here. So basically, I have a lot of talking points that I could talk about, expanding on different thoughts that I've brought up in my previous post on about free plus shipping funnels and specifically what's been working for my free plus shipping funnel and how you can apply it to your business. And that said, even though I have these talking points, I would love nothing more than just to answer your guys' questions if you have them, or if you're curious, or if there's anything that you specifically want to know about free plus shipping funnels, then let me know. Also, I'm still waiting for those comments to come in to let me know if you guys can actually hear me. Let's see. All right, so give me some thumbs up or comments to let me know that the audio is fine. And then we can get started here. So basically, I just want to deliver as much value as I can about what's been working for my funnel. Sweet. Mimi Tanner says she can hear me. Awesome. Also, I want to let you know that this live stream is only going to be seen by syndicate members or affiliates who have previously promoted this offer, my book offer, just to deliver value to you guys, which most of those people are in the syndicate anyways. So yeah, Mimi or anybody else watching, if you're watching the live stream or whatnot, and obviously I'm kind of just rambling here so we can wait for more people to come on. But if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. This is more of a conversation. I don't want to just feel like I'm talking at you. And the other thing is, I don't want to assume what you guys may or may not know. So I'll probably start off a little bit like higher or lower level, just to kind of make sure that we all have a base understanding of what's kind of going on here with the funnel psychology and all that. And then if it's too like beginner, I guess, just let me know and I'll move on to more of the juicier stuff. All right. So basically, free plus shipping funnels. What is it at the end of the day? Free plus shipping funnel is just any physical product where someone comes to your sales page and you can just say, hey, I'm going to give you this for free. All I ask is that you cover shipping and handling to get the book. Now, this is good because of a few reasons. One, because people love free. Free is like the best word to sell anything in the world. And it's actually so good that a lot of times if you have the word free too many times in your emails, they'll send it to the promotions because it's almost overused in today's world. However, you got to think about in the customer's eyes, when they land on a sales page, most of the time when they click an ad or land on something, it's like a long drawn out process convincing them on why they need to buy something. And if you think about like the dating niche specifically on what has, kind of gone down in the last few years, people see a VSL or like an opt-in form where it's give me your email and then I'll send you to the sales page where you have to watch this long presentation and give me $70 or something. And that's kind of the pattern that a lot of people have gotten used to. So when you can immediately say, hey, I'm going to give you this physical book for free, all I ask is that you cover shipping and handling. Not only is it an easier sell, but it also kind of induces reciprocity. And not only that, but I believe that believability is one of the key things that really makes an offer work. Is obviously you have to have the right offer, the right product in front of the right person. But on top of that, they have to believe that you are someone who's trustworthy enough to whip out their credit card and give you their hard-earned dollars, right? And so when you say this is free, obviously that catches their attention, especially in the dating niche. And we'll talk about this a little bit more because I don't think that there's been a whole lot of free plus shipping offers in the dating niche. Off the top of my head, I know of one that was before mine, and that was Richard La Ruina. The only difference was that was a book that's been on Amazon already, and a lot of people probably already had it, but I'm sure it did really well. So free works, but the believability of why they need to give you money. It's free. All you got to do is cover shipping and handling. People are used to Amazon. People are used to paying for shipping and handling for stuff. So it really makes a lot of sense on the believability aspect of why they should give you cash. And the genius part is, even though in their head it's free, you're still getting a customer on your list. And if you know that if someone is willing to bust out $1, give you $1 just to receive something from you, they're a lot more likely to give you more dollars in the future to invest in your higher dollar programs. And Oh, real quick before I continue, I know I told some of you guys that I was going to be sharing my screen and showing you my specific sales page. The only downside is when I was testing sharing my screen and talking on camera last night to make sure everything was going to run smoothly, the live stream kept freezing up whenever I would try to share my screen. And so I didn't really think that would be productive for a live conversation like this between us guys. If the stream kept buffering. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to put the links to anything I refer to down below in the description box. And I'll try to best describe anything I can, anything that I'm like want you guys to look at. I'll try to best describe it while talking to you like this. That way everything runs smoothly. And if worst comes to worst or best comes to best, I have my whiteboard so I can draw out funnels or different things for you guys as well. Also, let me know if this is making sense. Sometimes I feel like I just talk and I don't know if this is registering with you guys. All right. So free, believability, and the power of new. I said I'd allude to this a little bit was I think anytime you can bring in a new type of offer to a marketplace, it's always going to do well. Obviously, you want to be the first one to kind of hop in on this. And I think right now, and specifically the beginning of 2019, we're at a unique place in the dating market to where there's a small window of opportunity to where free plus shipping offers are really going to do super well. And if you want to really think about the other industries, other niches, the make money online niche in specific has a ton of free plus shipping book offers, right? And it's working really well. That's why everybody's doing it. And in the dating niche, I haven't really seen that a whole lot. I've seen Richard La Ruina. This last week, I helped someone else put together in the dating niche a free plus shipping funnel that they want to do for their Tinder product. But I think right now, because not a lot of people are doing them, it's kind of new to people who are on dating email lists or who are into dating advice. And so it's not only going to interrupt their pattern when they see that you want to give them a physical book for free, but it's also just, like I said, it's going to boost the believability of why they should give you $7 or $9. It's just an all around easier sell. And I'll talk about more of the numbers of what I've seen to back up what I'm saying here. This isn't just me kind of speaking through my ass and giving you my opinion. So that said, the last thing I want to say is with free plus shipping offers, there's something really cool to where here, let me kind of draw this out for you guys to see. So basically, when you go to the standard free plus shipping page, you're going to see a similar layout, whether it's the Make Money niche or even my sales page. And I think this is just the way it is because it's proven to work. And so people kind of just model what's already working. And so really, when you go to a sales page, if this is the fold right here, the fold, everything they see above the fold is what loads on their screen, right? So you got the headline. And in the headline, you're going to include the word free book, something like that, along with what the book is about. And then there's a video right here. And then right to the right of this is something called a two-step order form, right? So this is all above the fold. And then there's like a little picture of the book right here with an arrow that says, hey, just cover shipping and we'll send it to you for free, something like that. And so the beauty of this is it's proven to work. So it's really easy to model for you guys if you plan on doing this in the future. And then, you have all the long form copy down here. And so I've seen this with people like Dean Graziosi, Russell Brunson, my offer, the people who I just helped with their dating offer this last week. And this is kind of just what seems to be working right now, right? And so the two-step order form is what I think really makes this work the best. So a two-step order form, if you don't know, and let me know if I'm kind of just like glossing over the beginner stuff and you want to get to the more juicy stuff. But basically a two-step order form is basically where they submit their email, their phone number, and their shipping address, and then they go to the next step. And without reloading this entire page, it just goes to the next step of this one element on the page. And then on that second element, it's going to have your first order bump, but above that is the where they enter their payment information. Now, this is good because Russell Brunson even talks about this in his book, .com Secrets. But this two-step order form alone, they've found to have a higher conversion on step one, meaning when someone gives you their email and shipping address and even phone number, there's a higher conversion of people doing that and then putting their email on your email list than a standard opt-in page, especially in today's world, right? And so I've actually seen that some very similar. For every 100 people who land on my page that I've seen at least 30% of people completing step one. Now, do all those people complete step two? No. I would say for my offer specifically, about 30% of people complete step one, meaning that 30% of the people who land on this page are still getting on my email list in one way or another. And then on step two, which is actually paying for shipping and handling to receive the book, right? I'm seeing anywhere from 9 to 13% of people who land on this page investing in that free book, right? And that's pretty big. And if you really want to think about it, what's like normal for you to see for a standard dating offer, right? In the past, you may have seen things like, where there's a headline right here, and then there's a video, and the video is a long form VSL, right? And maybe there's like an opt-in form that pops up if they try to exit the page or something like that, but they have to watch the video for 20 minutes before the buy button pops up. So they get the opportunity to invest in the book. And yes, this works. This is why people do it. However, think about the amount of the conversion percentage of people actually opting in or buying the book the first time they land on that page, right? Obviously I don't have a VSL funnel like this myself, but from the ones that I've seen, you might see numbers like maybe 5 to 10% will buy the book, depending on if your copy's amazing. And that's if your copy's amazing. The standard one will maybe get like 3% of people buying the book. Not really sure about the opt-in, but automatically you're getting more customers on your list right away for the first time they land on that page, just because your offer is free and you have that two-step order form. Now, here's the cool part is just like this, except for with a higher percentage of people getting onto your list. If they complete step one, right, they're still getting on your list. And let's just call this like the opt-in list. Now you can send them a 7-day, a 5-day, a 3-day, a 4-day, whatever you want, autoresponder, just to convince them to buy the book, right? And so in my head, when someone doesn't buy something from me, I never think, oh, is it the price? It might be the price, but I don't want to come to conclusions without any like hard data. So in my head, I'm thinking from my point of view, because before I became a dating coach, before I became a marketer, I was the person who was buying dating products, and I probably bought some of your guys' dating products. And in my head, it was always because I wasn't sure if the value was going to be there to justify the $70 or $47 or $7 to get a free book, right? Even to this day, I get emails like, hey, is it actually worth $7? I would say that's far and few between, but that just tells me that if I'm feeling that way, other people must be feeling that way. So I'm thinking it's never necessarily the price or the fact that I don't believe that your product will work. It's, do I believe that your solution is any different than all the other solutions out there, and will it work for me? Is the value there to justify the price? So in this opt-in list, the people who complete step one but don't actually invest in the book, I'm going to put them on a separate email list where I'm going to send them an autoresponder that I can constantly tweak and improve, just to convince them that the value is there. So not only am I giving them urgency by saying, hey, there's only 500 of these physical books and they're going fast, so you want to claim yours for free, or else you might, if we ever do decide to get another shipment of books, they will be full price, right? So that's one sense of urgency there. But also I can now have the opportunity to give them even more actionable value, to really just show them that it's worth the $7 that they're going to get to invest in this, right? And so this is pretty, yeah. So I just saw Mimi's comment, 30% on step one is impressive. Yeah. And that's kind of what I'm starting to see is common with these types of offers, especially if you set up your page above the fold, just like that. And I don't want to go into specifics of the other person's funnel who I helped in the dating niche literally like 3 or 4 days ago with their funnel, but they're seeing similar numbers. I wouldn't say it's as good as the ones that I've been seeing with my funnel, but we talked about a few of the tweaks that they can make instantly, and I think they'll be there no problem, right? And I think that's just, again, it's part of the believability aspect of why they should give you money on. Also, they know that by completing step one, there's no risk in completing step one. They don't necessarily even know maybe that they're going to be put on this autoresponder. So they're just going to complete step one to see, is this actually free? Is there any like tricks or gimmicks that I'm going to see on step two before I give him my credit card information? So it could be, and I don't know this, but it could be more of a curiosity aspect of why there's such a high amount of people who land on the page still completing step one, even though they don't complete step two. So that's this autoresponder for the people who complete step one, but not step two. But the best part is I also have a separate email list for step two, right? Obviously. And this is going to be all the buyers. And like I said, even though it's free, they're still saying that I'm willing to pull out my credit card and invest $7 to receive something from you, even though it's quote unquote free. Therefore, there's still a buyer on your list, right? And so for me, before I started this type of funnel, I tried the VSLs, I tried the long form sales copy, and it worked all right. But the downside, like I said, was everybody else in the dating niche was doing the exact same thing. And if I'm someone who's new onto the scene, I don't have a huge following quite yet, it's going to be hard for me to show that authority and credibility and believability that I'm someone worth investing in, right? And when I just made the simple switch of delivering a lot of value for free, everything changed for my business. My business grew from like nothing to multiple six figures in the last year. And hopefully we're going to go even more in 2019 when we start scaling on cold traffic and paid traffic. And I'll get into more of the different types of traffic that we've tested for this offer as well, and how different types of traffic tend to react to this type of offer. Specifically, like even the difference, not even just between like cold and warm and lukewarm and affiliate traffic, but how does someone react to this type of offer if they're coming from Facebook, or if they're coming from YouTube, or if they're coming from a YouTube ad versus a normal organic YouTube video, if that makes sense. I've kind of noticed the differences between how those people will react on your list or to these offers as well, from the different sources of the traffic as well. Looking forward to the replay. Adam, this replay will be here, and I think there will be a ton of value. Like I said, I'm just like skimming the surface, and I probably should go a little bit faster because I don't want to be on here all day. I know we're all busy. So that's basically just the overall gist of it. And here's another thing I'll say about this is, not only do you get this chance to save the sale, but then every time you save the sale, they get on this, and I have a bonding sequence. This is the way I got it set up to where now I have an evergreen launch to where I can promote them my next offer, if that makes sense. Let me know if this is making sense to you guys, if you guys are vibing with this, and then I'll move on. But basically, another thing that I want to add in here is the biggest, despite how you set up the funnel and despite what you do for your offer or whatnot, I think the only two things that will ever matter for any type of offer to make it work, whether or not it's free, is, are you having the right offer, the right product in front of the right people, right? And this is marketing 101, right? But I don't take what I'm saying at face value, thinking that you can give anything for free and people will automatically take it. Obviously, it has to be the right offer to the right audience, right? And that's kind of the advantage of like affiliate marketing, is for sure that if you have a dating offer, that person is likely to be into that offer. I just want to throw that out there, right? So another thing that I think really works for free plus shipping funnels is, I don't think that you should take the opt-in mentality towards creating your offer. And what I mean by that is, if you in the past have seen squeeze pages or opt-in pages where they're like, hey, give me your email address and name, and I'm going to send you the 7-step checklist to approaching any woman, right? It's just a random opt-in product, right? That worked, and it probably still works to this day. I don't have one of those, but I'm sure a lot of those types of opt-in pages work. However, if you took that same type of opt-in product mentality to your free book offer or your free plus shipping offer, I don't think it would work as well as if you over-delivered for free. And this is like one of those old topics that Eben Pagan, aka David D'Angelo, was talking about. He said, move the free line in your business to really just get ahead of your competition, because if you can give more value for less money or more value for free, then someone's going to become your raving fan. Because when I promise you, when someone gets 107 proven ways to get the girl, and it's a book where it's just like every attraction technique that I know of anywhere, then they're going to become a raving fan instantly, right? And so I think if you're going to create a free plus shipping book offer or a free plus shipping offer of any kind, you want to over deliver with what you got. And I'll even add more to this. Jason Fladline, who is a really good webinar marketer, he has a company called Rapid Crush. If you've ever planned on doing webinars, definitely check out Jason Fladline. But he recently came out with a free plus shipping book himself about how to do webinars, and it's called One Too Many, right? And so just a little background about myself. For the last year, not only have I been working on this offer and getting affiliates, promoting it, and really getting this thing converting as well as possible, but also in the last year, I worked for a guy named Dean Graziosi on his marketing team. Now, Dean Graziosi, if you don't follow the success niche or the make money online niche, he's like one of those Tony Robbins type of personal development guys, and he has a really huge free plus shipping book offer that he's been doing for the last few years called Millionaire Success Habits. And he spends thousands of dollars a day on Facebook traffic and YouTube traffic just giving away his free book, right? In the same exact way that I just told you. Now that said, Dean has a $100,000 mastermind, the 100K Genius X mastermind, where all the top marketers who can afford 100K just to be in that mastermind come and share their secrets, right? And Jason Fladline is one of those people who's in this mastermind, and he was talking about, even though he loves webinars, why he loves free plus shipping book offers specifically, because he said it like this. And I'm probably going to paraphrase and definitely butcher what he said, but he basically said, like, there's this inherent associated value for the general public with a physical book, right? Because if you really think about it, ebooks were good when the internet was relatively young. 5 years ago, everybody had an ebook. Everybody was buying ebooks, right? Ebooks were popular. However, these have been around for thousands of years. And just inherently, even if you've never bought an ebook, you still associate some sort of inherent value with a physical book. Why? Well, think about it. What's the most popular company in the world right now? Or one of them? Amazon. What is Amazon most known for? Physical books. What do you have to invest hundreds of dollars in every single semester in college? Books. What are you taught to read whenever you want to learn something ever since you started going to school from age kindergarten all the way through college or even your master's degree, right? Books is where it's at. There's an inherent value that society already sees inside of a physical book. So even just additionally, in addition to the fact that your book is free, but just the fact that it's a physical book and they're going to receive it in the mail, I think that's also part of what adds the authority. And as Mimi said, might even add to why there's such a high take rate and opt-in rate, at least right now. I'm not saying that it'll be like this for forever, but I think right now we're in that small window of opportunity where this is really working because it's relatively new to the marketplace, if that makes sense. Also, Mimi, let me know, or anybody watching this, let me know if there's anything specifically that you want to know about free plus shipping funnels. Like I said, I have these talking points, but I'm more than happy to just skip ahead or skip around and answer your questions as well. So despite all that, I have a few things that I want to say as far as like mistakes that I've seen people make with free plus shipping book offers. And I think by now you know why I kind of really like free plus shipping offers. And then after I talk about these mistakes, if I don't get any questions, I'll just go into what I did for my specific copy, my sales copy on my page. And the link to that is in the description. So you can check that out on your own time and see what I'm really talking about here. But I have like specific things that I really try to do to maximize not only the amount of people in my copy who read the copy, the amount of people who take the book, who actually invest in the book, but also the other metric, the main metric that I'm really not worried about, the one that I'm always kind of referring to and trying to improve upon as I split test or improve my offer, or even just think about where I want to take this offer in the future. So basically, here's how my funnel looks, right? So funnel. All right, so this is a shitty picture of a funnel. So at the top, obviously, there's the free book. But then on the second step of that order form, without ever having to load another page, because we all know if you have to go to a whole other page, there's always going to be a drop off in conversion percentage, right? So I don't even want to reload the page. I'm just going to use that one element on the order form to just change, and they're going to give me their payment information right there, right? So right there, there's an order bump, which is basically a little checkbox with a little short block of copy that says, hey, upgrade your order to the audiobook. And when you get the audiobook, you'll also get this other program completely for free, right? And that's $27. And it doesn't have to be $27. I would say for an order bump, you can go anywhere from $10 to $37. I think those are pretty good ranges of prices for an order bump. So mine happens to be $27 and it's the audiobook. And then I have two upsells. OTO2. And so both of those upsells, they have a, obviously we've split tested the different prices, different types of offers there. And they really are not necessarily like, for example, my book is 107 Proven Ways to Get the Girl. It's all about attraction, right? I'm not going to use my first upsell to say, hey, do you want 107 more ways to get the girl? That could work and it's worth testing. But for me, I'm thinking if they're already getting over delivered on value on the front end, what can I give them for an attraction product? What can I give them that'll complement that, right? So if a guy knows how to attract the woman after investing in this book, in his head, in the buyer's head, his mentality is, even though I haven't gotten the book yet, and even though I haven't gone through the book, I know it's about attracting women. And in my head, that problem, the problem that I was laying awake at night looking for a solution to, even though I just bought the book and haven't even gone through it, in my head, it's like it's solved already, right? I can breathe easy about that. It's not a weight on my shoulder anymore, right? And so after that, I want to think, okay, what's the next thing that logically he's going to experience, and the next problem that he'll experience that he wants to solve? So for me, I was like, all right, so this one's about attracting women, and he got the audiobook. So now this one, texting. So this is something that I came up with. I was just like, obviously he wants to know how to text girls, because, if he meets the girl and she likes him and she gives him her phone number, then he has to know how to text her to see her again. Right. So that's what we tried for our first offer, and it's working really well. It started working great from day one. And then the second offer, again, same mentality. What's the next thing he's going to experience after attraction, texting? What's the next thing? And that's physical escalation is kind of what I came up on. I honestly haven't really tested different offers for the upsells, but those have been what's really worked for me. And as we've optimized the copy and stuff, and I can talk a little bit more about that if you guys would like, that's what's tended to work for this offer. But again, back to the original point I wanted to make. If you want to think about this funnel as people land on the page and they give you a little bit of money, and as they go through the funnel, they get opportunity to give me even more money, right? With higher dollar offers, you want to get the most money at the end as possible. And we'll call this, and let me know if this is too beginner for a lot of you guys, ACV, average cart value. So on average, for every person who comes in and buys the first book, which is basically paying $7.95 for shipping and handling to receive this free book, right? On average, what is the average cart value? And so that's the number you really want to know, because when you know this number, you'll know, okay, if, for example, my average cart value is $40, right? For every person who comes through my funnel, on average, I'm going to get $40 per person, right? Then that number is important, because now I know that if I'm doing paid traffic or if I'm doing an affiliate contest, now I know my cost. I know how much it costs me to actually ship them a physical book and print the book in the first place. And then I know what's the profit on top of that. And now, I can essentially know that I can spend $40 to end up giving away one book. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up or in the comments, and I'll move on. But basically, Yeah, man, that's it. So another thing that I did with my offer specifically, and if you guys are going to put together a free plus shipping offer yourself, I would highly recommend this. And it goes back to not wanting to do the opt-in product mentality of creating your free plus shipping offer. But with mine, obviously, I did the exact opposite, right? I could have made this 30 ways to attract women, right? Or 30 proven ways to attract girls. But I wanted to over deliver because I wanted this to be a no-brainer offer, on top of the fact that it's already free, on top of the believability of just pay shipping and handling to receive the book. I wanted, not only did I want the headline, the title of the book to be a massive headline, but I also wanted it to be very obvious that I was going to over deliver with the book before they even read a single line of my copy of the sales page. Does that make sense? So when the first thing they see on this page is free book, just pay shipping and handling, and you're going to get 107 proven ways to attract women, right? That right there is automatically like, most people don't even have to read the copy to get that. If they're interested in attracting women and getting better at game, they're going to want to do that. It's going to be a no-brainer offer. So when you are creating your own offers, not only do you want to keep in mind the big picture overview of like, all right, what's the front end offer? And then what do I want to offer them on the back end that's going to completely complement this? And even what I did, you can go one step ahead of that and even write the sales letter before you even create the product. Now, here's the thing. If you already have an established business, which I'm sure a lot of the people watching this live stream will have an established dating business, you already have funnels that work for you, you don't even have to have brand new upsells for this. You can take your best converting upsells and put them right here behind this free book offer, right? Because if you've been in this game of online marketing for any period of time, and this is one of the biggest paradigm shifts that I had, is it's not necessarily about having the best offer, but it's about testing the most offers until you find one that hits, right? And so for me, because I think of what I told you before, where I was one of the first people to do a free plus shipping offer in the dating niche. I've been doing this all of 2018. I literally launched this 12 months ago. Because there wasn't a whole lot of free plus shipping offers in the dating niche yet, I still think a lot of people were already intrigued by the offer itself. And where in a market where everybody's peddling ebooks and I was giving them a physical book that clearly over delivers just by looking at it, that made it work. But that said, test, if you already have upsells that convert, just take one of the bonuses out of those upsells, one of the sexiest bonuses, take that out, turn it into an actual book, get a fulfillment company to print the book for you, and then give that away for free in front of the upsell. And when you do that, for example, if you took your best converting first upsell, took one of the bonuses out, gave it away for free, now that first upsell automatically complements your free front end offer. Does that make sense? Right. So that's kind of another one of the beauties of free plus shipping offers is they're really easy to create. And I'll talk about more about what specifically to do in your sales copy. Because even though you can say free a lot of times, there's a little bit of strategy, a little bit more finesse if you really want it to knock it out of the park. But all that said, I didn't even have to do, because of all the stuff that I've talked about in this call so far, I didn't have to do a lot of tweaking to my front end for it to finally convert. When I launched it, and we can talk about the different types of traffic, but when I launched it to my list, it was a smash hit, right? And then when I launched it to my YouTube channel, which at the time had like 5K subscribers, now we've got a lot more than that. Again, smash hit. A lot of people were taking it, and I was really surprised. And that was like organic traffic. It was free traffic. It was people who were already on my email list. And then when I took it to the affiliates, obviously different type of traffic. You don't really know how well it's going to do, but I'll be honest, we're still on the first draft of our front end sales letter because we haven't had to do that much tweaking to it just to get it to work, right? Because like I said, that 2-step order form and just like modeling what already has worked for free plus shipping offers in other niches, this front end, the first step of the 2-step order form converted at literally like 25 to 30% of people were completing that and getting on my email list. And I could continue to sell them the book over and over and over again until they hit that unsubscribe button. Or 10%, like I said, depending on the quality of traffic, from day one, we've had 9 to 13% of people actually complete step 2 and take the book and see the upsell flow, right? And that's huge, because if you want to think again, once again, go back to the standard VSL. If only, let's say, 5% of people watch the VSL and buy the book, and 5% I feel like is generous because you have to have really good sales copy to get 5% conversion rate on like your average VSL, right? If only 5% of people buy that front end product, then only 5% of people ever get the opportunity to buy an upsell from you. And as you know, like an iceberg, right? The upsell, the money is made on the back end through the upsell flow or the products that you sell the buyer on the back end, right? So automatically, just because I'm getting 10% instead of 5%, double the amount of people are now seeing my back end than would have been before. All right. So Rowdy Rhonda said, I'm curious, is your book interactive? Meaning throughout the book, are you incorporating online interactivity? Have you even thought of this or tested it? In my opinion, this is a huge missed opportunity with shipped physical products and with direct mail pieces too. Done well, you can upsell and cross-sell them literally right from the book. Yeah, that's interesting. Can you define or maybe just give me a little bit more clarity on what you mean by online interactivity? Because I think you're onto something. It sounds interesting, but I'm not quite sure exactly what you mean by online interactivity. But yeah, like I was saying, like just for the simple fact that that front end is automatically going to convert at a higher percentage, you're getting double the amount of people seeing your back end now. And if you already have a back end that's converting pretty well, right? Now you're getting double the amount of people seeing that, double the amount of people getting the opportunity to buy from you on the back end, your higher dollar courses. And because they've already invested $7 into you, they're more likely to buy from you again in the future. Okay, so this could be videos, polls, surveys, extra bonuses, info. So I guess I'm still not quite sure. I guess to answer your question, yes, we do. So here's what I'm doing for my back end. And then you can maybe chime in on what you mean, like what differences that from what I'm already doing. So basically, when someone buys my book, all right, so let's say they buy the book. And this is about attracting women. So actually, let me go a whole step further. And this is kind of, I literally spent like 6 months working on the content to get this book out. And here's the exact action plan that I did. So now I'm not saying you have to go this in detail, but if you're really looking for a converting front end that you're going to scale on cold traffic, I think it's worth the little bit of extra effort that I went through to really hit this out of the park. So basically, here's what I did is I already had clients and a YouTube following. Now the YouTube following wasn't huge. I think even this is like 2 years ago now. At the time, that was like a couple thousand people who followed me on YouTube and some private clients who were paying me for coaching, right? And so what I did was on every YouTube video I made, I put out for, every few times a week or sometimes every day, my call to action. And all I did was I set up an opt-in page, just a simple opt-in page. My call to action was, hey, I'm putting on a free masterclass, and all you have to do is for the first 40 people who sign up for the free masterclass, I'm going to take you through a live 6-week course, where I'm going to go live every week, once a week for 6 weeks. And I'm going to teach you about XYZ, right? So for me, I was like, how to attract higher quality women without needing to approach a bunch of women and sacrifice precious sleep, going out every night, something like that. But it's like how to blank without blank. And this is straight out of like Russell Brunson's teaching. So I don't think that I thought of all this up myself. I wish I was that smart. So basically on everything I did for my current following, I said, I have a free 6-week masterclass. I'm going to take you through it. All you have to do to get in is be one of the first 40 guys to register. Boom. And so in that 6-week masterclass, each week I went live and I gave them so much freaking value for free. And all it was a Facebook group that was private. And I literally just went live to the Facebook group every week for 6 weeks. And I told them exactly what the outline of the course is going to be. And I just kind of riffed. And in my head, when I did this, it was me really just like getting clear on how I wanted to teach everything that I was going to write in the book, right? And so what I did to keep people engaged with me in this private Facebook group each week, showing up, participating in the conversations, was all I did was I said, hey, at the end of 6 weeks, if you guys show up with me and engage with me every single week, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite you to come to Phoenix, Arizona, where I live, to my apartment, and I'm going to teach you a live seminar with a different course that's going to complement everything you're already learning. Now, yes, that's over delivering value, but I'm thinking strategically as a marketer. So what am I doing here? I'm providing a lot of value for free. I'm getting really clear on how I want to organize my thoughts in the free book that I'm about to write and give away. And then I'm getting all these people who are already getting all this value and results from me to come to me. That way, when I get 9 people, and this has actually happened, 9 people come to my apartment and I film an entire seminar with them and literally just prop up a camera, film everything, and talk for 3 hours, right? Now I have content that's filmed with a live audience, and I have 9 people who are willing to give me, sorry if my handwriting is terrible, video testimonials. So all these people, I got them to come to me just so I can get a video testimonial from them. And now they have, as you would say, as how I interpreted it, interactive content that they're getting as a bonus now for this book. So now you're starting to see how all this tied into me just giving away this free book. When I wrote this book, which I literally did after this 6-week masterclass was over, I took all my thoughts, all my organization, put it into a sexy book. And I used this content, this video content, gave that away as a bonus for every guy who grabbed the free book. And then I have all these 9 video testimonials from every one of these dudes that I'm just going to slap on that sales page, instant social proof. So let me see what Rowdy Rhonda said. All right. So she said, you can easily take them online with short and or QR codes. Oops, short URLs. Great. Wow. All about getting all that plus the audience. Yeah. So Rowdy Rhonda, no, I haven't tried that, but I think that's definitely something interesting to try again in the future. And, like I said, you don't have to go through this much effort just to put together a free plus shipping offer like I did. But for me, it was really kind of like I had been spinning my wheels trying to get a really well converting offer for like 3 years. And I think had I delivered this as an ebook for, let's say, $60 or $47, I don't think it would have been as successful as it was, simply because of the fact that everybody else has a similar ebook in this niche, right? And so I saw the opportunity to be one of the only people doing a free physical book, sending it to them free plus shipping. Plus now everything I'm doing in preparation for the book also helps make the sale, because now I'm getting the bonus content filmed and it complements the book. And I have all these video testimonials. So if you go to my sales page, which the link is in the description, if you go to the sales page, you'll notice the first thing is what I drew out as far as like the page layout. I modeled that after every successful online like free plus shipping offer that I found in other niches. So basically the make money online niche, there's a ton of free plus shipping offers. And if you guys are curious, I'd be happy to send you any swipes that I have, or like URLs of other people doing similar offers in other niches. Literally modeled it because I noticed most of them had the same page layout. I did that. And then rather than trying to sell them using clever copy, which don't get me wrong, like my copy's decent, but rather than trying to sell them using just amazing copy and hiring a copywriter just to make sure that it actually sold, I wanted to take the P90X approach to this. So if you guys have ever seen P90X infomercials on TV, the one thing that really helped them sell was not only like a unique mechanism, which was muscle confusion that had never been heard of before. And so that was genius marketing in itself. But on top of that, it was all the freaking video testimonials of people before and after not having a 6-pack, and now they have a 6-pack, and they just overwhelmed you with social proof. So I wanted to do that with my free plus shipping offer, just so it just sold like crazy. And obviously I wouldn't know it would. I didn't know it would until I had tested it, but that's what I did. And if you go to my sales page now, you'll notice that there's literally like 10 video testimonials on there, along with like good sales copy. So that's kind of what has gone into my book. So I like the free plus shipping model. Haven't tested it yet. I would like to implement the online marketing in the online marketing niche. Yeah, that'd be a great thing. Like I said, I worked with Dean Graziosi, who's in the online marketing niche, and he has a really successful free plus shipping book offer, right? And so when I worked on his marketing team, the one thing that I noticed about what separates him from most other people that I see trying to make money online or with like an online business is we were putting out new offers every day. And because he has such a big budget to spend on advertising, we would create a new offer, write the sales copy in like an hour, create the page real quick and throw it up. And that same day, we would just test it, throw $500, $1,000 at it on Facebook ads or YouTube ads, and just see if it worked. 4 out of 5 times, whatever offer we created that week wouldn't work, right? But 1 out of 5 times, or maybe even 1 out of 10 times, we'd find an offer that just hit, right? And so about the name of the game working with him was like, put out as much offers as possible. And then if it, just to test the concept, and if the concept works, if the offer is right, because at the end of the day, despite everything we've already talked about, I think all of it is always going to come down to is the offer, meaning the price point, the believability of it, and what they're actually getting. Is the offer right to the right audience, right? And I think at the end of the day, no matter what you do, that's what's really going to matter here. And for him, it was about testing the offer just to see if it worked. 9 out of 10 times it wouldn't, but because we were testing so many, we'd find ones that hit. And to this day, the best converting offer he has, the one that he's the longest running one he has, is his free plus shipping book offer. It's been running since mid 2016 and still is his most successful offer to this day. That makes perfectly good sense. I agree, Rhonda. It's great to hear this fresh take because I hadn't considered it either, but now I am. Patrick, on a phone, can they still see everything above the fold? Yeah. So what I use is ClickFunnels, right? And so I don't know what page building software that you guys use. And I think even if you had like a coder code everything for you, you could easily do it to where you customize the experience for mobile and desktop. So on ClickFunnels, I'll design the page in desktop mode, in desktop view, and then I click one button and now I can see exactly how it looks in mobile, which obviously most of the time, if you designed it for desktop, it's going to look shitty on mobile. And so here's one of the little tricks that I did, and I got this from working with Dean Graziosi and seeing it work for him, was obviously I can tweak the above the fold on mobile to give them all the relevant information, make images smaller on mobile, make the headline smaller, put the video up here rather than like on the side. So little things like that to tweak the above the fold experience. But again, what I did with all those video testimonials, when I first launched this, I designed it for desktop, right? And you brought up a good point. How does that affect mobile? And I noticed that mobile conversions weren't as good, or overall conversions weren't as good. I realized it was because I didn't tweak the experience for mobile. So what I did was I took all the testimonials. So I have like 30 written testimonials and like 10 video testimonials on the page. Like I said, just trying to overwhelm them with social proof. I took every single written testimonial, and I took all of them for mobile, left them in the same spot on desktop, but I took all of them on mobile and put them on the very bottom of the page. So they would, to see all the written testimonials, they'd have to scroll all the way down. The only reason I did that is because when someone's scrolling through mobile, obviously the experience here it's a lot slimmer than desktop. So if they're scrolling and they're reading my sales letter and they're maybe even seeing some of the video testimonials, seeing a text testimonial, especially 30 different of them, it's going to interrupt the flow of the sales letter. And so putting them all on the bottom, I saw an instant boost in conversion percentage just from mobile traffic. So yeah, to answer your question, yes, I definitely like design the above the fold experience as well as the scrolling experience on mobile. And that's a separate thing from the desktop. And with ClickFunnels, it's just super easy to do. Another thing, this is, so going to if we want to talk about sales copy for my free plus shipping book offer, right? So I alluded to one of them first already a little bit, but I'll hit on it again because I think it's super important. Like I said, with my book, so I had already done all of this stuff before I even wrote the book. This book, don't think that I like took a year to write it and like paid an editor to edit it and then paid someone to do interior design. I literally just like, I did all this. I clarified my thoughts in my own head and the way I taught it. And then I took literally 2 months to write this entire book. And then I took 1 extra month to edit it, like just read through it and correct every typo I could find for like a month, right? So I went through it like 3 times in that month doing that. And so it literally took me 3 months to write and edit this book. And then after that, All I have to do is get the PDF version of this file and then get the PDF of a cover. And so what I did with the cover was, so originally the title of the book was going to be 107 Proven Attraction Power Moves. And that was literally the working title of the book for a very long time. Obviously, I changed the book because I realized I want to enter the conversation in their head. So I'm thinking of the mentality of someone landing on this page. They don't know what an attraction power move is. So I felt like that could hurt conversions, because now, rather in my sales copy than just telling them why this is a no-brainer because it's free, now I have to explain to them what an attraction power move is, which I felt like could detract from the sale. So I changed it to exactly the words that someone buying my book would use. I just want to get the girl, dude. How do I get the girl? So I changed it from 107 proven attraction power moves to 107 proven ways to get the girl. That was one sales copy tweak that I made last second. Another one, and honestly, because I wrote it and already had this in like a Word document, it was as simple as hitting Control F to find every place I said power move and change it to get the girl, right? That was very simple. Another one was I went to a place called 99 Design, and I literally set up a contest, a design contest for the cover of this book. Now, when you do this, when you set up the design contest for the cover of your book, you fill out all these questionnaires just so these designers who see the contest, they can see what your vision is for the book. And because they're creatives, because they're designers, they can take your vision that you convey and then really just run with it creatively, right? And so when I was filling out the questionnaire, I was looking at this massive bookshelf that you can see right there, right there. So I have a big bookshelf, and I was looking at the bookshelf, and I'm like, dang, I forgot I had this book. Dang, I forgot I had this book. And then I started to think, why is it that some books a lot of people read and a lot of people love, and then other books people buy and then forget that they ever had? And in my head, I was like, it's because the cover blends in with every other freaking book on the bookshelf, right? And so for me, when I realized that, I was like, okay, well, what's the most popular book right now? And at the time, the best-selling audiobook ever, I think in history, was Mark Manson, who I'm told is an ex-Syndicate member, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And what was the one thing that I could say about his book, other than the fact that he said the word fuck in the title, which automatically interrupts patterns? It's bright fucking orange. If it's sitting on a bookshelf with 100 other books, it's immediately going to pop out to your eyes. And so in my head, when I created this contest on 99 Design, the title of my contest was literally, I want a book cover that, in all caps, pops. I want a book cover that pops, right? And so then I described what the book was about, the vision, and literally someone submitted to me this exact design on day one, like 2 hours after I started the contest. And because I didn't want to waste any time, even though the contest can go on for like 2 weeks or something like that, I was like, dude, that's an awesome book cover. You win. Oh, one suggestion, make the orange brighter, right? I wanted the book cover to pop. So now, all that said, what did I have working for me? With all this, the bonuses, the social proof, the overwhelming amount of social proof, literally what you can do is, if you have a YouTube channel or some sort of following, take every single positive comment you've ever gotten on a YouTube video and then just like copy and paste it and use it as a testimonial on your sales page. Boom, done. That's what I did. So if you see my sales page, if you go to the link down below, you can see not only the overwhelming amount of video testimonials, but also the overwhelming amount of like positive comments about my teachings, right? Because I had a YouTube following, even though it was relatively small at the time, right? But not only that, now the book looks awesome and it pops out to your eye because it's bright orange, but the headline, the title of the book is a separate hidden headline in itself. So my sales page already has like a headline, a video, 2-step order form. It has the word free, but the title of the book itself is also a second hidden headline. And I think that's also part of what makes the offer so powerful, right? So brilliant all the way around, Rowdy Rhonda. Yeah. So as you can see, I really thought through everything before I'd even really like created anything. And even my upsells, like I wrote the sales letters for the upsells before I'd even created the product. And just to give you some hindsight, January of 2018, so 12 months ago, I launched this book on January 30th. I had written all the sales letters. I hadn't even created the programs for the upsells until January 20th. And all I did was, after I wrote the sales letters, wrote exactly what I wanted to fulfill on in each of the upsell products, that's when I took all the bullets I had and I said, okay, how can I teach that? And I freaking just turned on a camera, set the camera right here, and talked to it just like I'm talking to you guys, and went through the teachings for that program. So the first upsell was a texting course, and I literally took the sales letter and then fulfilled on every promise after the fact. And then the second one was the physical escalation course. Did the exact same thing with this exact whiteboard in this exact room. And this is all going down 10 days before I launched the whole book, right? And so that's what I did all year. And so going backwards a little bit, part of the advantage of the front end with everything I've already talked about to make that front end convert so well, like I said, 30% of the people who land on the page are going to go on your email list. 10% of those people, depending on, if you don't mess it up somehow, 10% of those, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, 10% of those people are probably going to buy the book on average, right? Now you don't have to spend your time tweaking the front end just to get it to work. Now I can spend the entire year, which I did, tweaking the upsell flow and making sure that converts as well as possible, making sure the price points are right on the upsells. And because I have double the amount of people coming through my upsell flow as I would a normal VSL sales funnel, I get twice the amount of data just as fast, right? And so that's another one of the advantages. So I literally spent an entire year not even changing a single thing on the sales page, only tweaking the upsell flow, making sure it's optimized. And at the end of the day, the only metric that I was looking at to gauge how well this was performing was average cart value. How high was my average customer spending when they went through the entire funnel, right? And then on that, one by one, I insert the little pieces. So, and I'll get to those pieces here in a second. So rule of three, I really want to hit on this. I've kind of been working to it. I tend to ramble and talk a lot, but so wow, that's great. Mimi says, wow, that's great. So many advantages here. Yes. I'm hoping you can see my passion. I'm really not like, even though I write a lot about free plus shipping funnels, especially to the syndicate, and sometimes I can sound hypey just because that's the way I write copy. I'm really like excited about this because these are like the actual results I'm seeing, and not only that, but I worked with Dean Graziosi, who's in the make money niche, and I was on his marketing team, and they're getting amazing results. And not only that, it's the same exact thing that I'm doing, but he's scaling it on cold traffic, easy. And I can even talk about cold traffic and how to do that, because once you get the funnel, scaling it on cold traffic is not about tweaking the sales copy anymore, right? The sales copy works. You already know it works. The only thing about getting it on cold traffic, especially if you're doing YouTube ads or Facebook ads, with the video ads specifically, it's about pre-selling them and pre-framing them. So that way, when they land on the sales page, they're just as warm and receptive to buying something from you as someone who, is on your email list, right? And obviously, you're going to see a lower average cart value with cold traffic than you would with someone who's already on your email list, just because the different temperature of the traffic. But don't think that if cold traffic isn't working for you, that you have to change this, right? The sales funnel. It's all about the ad. How many ads are you going to test and tweak to make sure that the right mentality, when they click the ad, they have the right mentality to buy your free book? What is your most productive cold traffic source? So I do literally nothing on Facebook yet. Keyword yet. I will get there. But right now, my entire audience is on my email list and my YouTube channel. I have 16K subs on YouTube. Or we're about to hit 16K, like literally probably today. And then I have like a smaller size email list than that, which, it's growing every day because, like I said, 30% of people who land on this is going on my email list. So that said, my most reliable source of traffic is organic traffic on YouTube. And I can talk about the differences between that and paid traffic because my buddy who sets up all the YouTube promotions and campaigns for Dean also does mine. And so last year I tested a little bit with paid YouTube traffic, and I was already at break even with paid YouTube traffic. And I think I can get to profitable on paid YouTube traffic because I didn't think about it like this. These were the first ads I had ever created ever for cold traffic, and I was already at break even. And like I said, it's not about tweaking your copy. It's about putting out better ads, right? And it's not necessarily the higher quality ads or like higher production ads, but just like better ads where you're pre-framing them before they click on the ad, right? And so if I worked on this, which I'm going to do all of 2019, is if I put out better ads, then now that same exact funnel that's already break even, now it can go to profitable just because I'm putting out more ads and getting better as I go. So hope that answers your question. So what I was going to say with the traffic. So I call it the rule of three. So for example, when I wrote the sales letter for my front end, before I ever put it out, I wrote something for myself. And before I launched it, I wanted to do it right. I'd already put in so much effort to this funnel that I wanted to make sure the sales copy was good. So I paid my buddy, who's a copywriter for some of the different like health businesses that you've seen, maybe like Paleo Hacks, he does stuff with them, or he has in the past, different people like that. Paid him to critique my copy. And he just went line by line, gave me his notes. And basically the biggest note was like, dude, you're talking way too much about yourself and telling your own story and telling your hero story. And yes, that works for like VSLs. However, this is a free book, right? I don't have to sell them on me with the free book. I just have to sell them on why this is a no-brainer, because it's freaking free and it clearly over delivers, right? So in essence, stop talking more about like, do less storytelling and less telling your hero story and more just like selling the shit out of the book. And when I say selling the shit out of the book, I mean like saying the word free as many times as possible and telling them benefit, benefit, bullet, bullet, benefit, benefit, bullet, bullet, testimonial, testimonial, testimonial. So that's the rule of three. The biggest thing I changed between my original sales letter, which in hindsight probably would not have converted anywhere close to what it does now, was I stopped talking about myself and my story, shortened 100 lines of copy down to 2 lines of copy, because I did put that in there, but like literally in like 2 lines. And my only rule was at any point in time when scrolling on either desktop or mobile, they had to see one of these 3 things: a big benefit, the word free, or a testimonial. If they could not see any one of those 3 things at any point on the sales letter while they're scrolling, I improved that part of the sales letter. So if you literally go to the page on desktop right now, click on obviously watch the call, but after the call, if you click to my sales page, you'll see at any point on the page, you will see the word free, a big benefit, or a testimonial, right? And so that was the only thing I changed. And that's like the biggest sales copy thing I can say about this. Cool. I said cool to Rowdy Ronda's comment. So yeah. So the other thing that I want to hit on, and then I can definitely shift more to like taking some of your questions, was even though we have an upsell flow, and even though we're getting like an average cart value that's clearly higher than the $7 they invest to get into the funnel, don't think of this as like your profit machine, right? Free plus shipping funnels, the one thing that you should really realize is they're not meant to bring your business a lot of money, a lot of profit. They won't. For me, because it's like my most successful funnel I've ever put out, it's obviously changed my business, but more so in the fact that now I have a list full of buyers. And if you're going to use this on affiliate traffic or cold traffic, like I'm literally giving away as much money as I can to affiliates. And when I take this to cold traffic, I'm giving away as much, like I'm using that entire average cart value. If my average cart is, for example, if it's 40, I'm going to spend all 40 of those dollars to give away 1 free book if I have to, right? Because this is not a profit funnel. This is a get customers on my list funnel for free. So my only goal is to break even on these funnels, right? And grow my list of buyers. And the real money here is on the back end. So just an example, Dean Graziosi, if you go and buy his book, Millionaire Success Habits, you'll see the exact same funnel. And I don't think it was necessarily done on purpose because I worked with him after I put this funnel together. But you'll notice like on the thank you page. So if you guys are on ClickBank, after someone buys a ClickBank product, they're taken to that thank you page where they can access your programs, right? In ClickFunnels, I built the exact same page to where when they go through the entire upsell flow, they get put on a thank you page where it's like, hey, thanks for your order. Here, click this button to access your purchases, whatever, create your membership. On that thank you page, you can really play around with that thank you page to maximize your back-end profits immediately. So Joel Marion, who's a really big marketer in the supplement niche, the health and supplement niche, Joel Marion, I was just at a mastermind a couple months ago, and he was saying that the number one place where people are not really realizing where they're leaving money on the table is your thank you page and the offer immediately after your free plus shipping funnel or whatever funnel you're using on cold traffic, right? Because that funnel, you should be okay with not making any money on that front end funnel, especially if you're doing paid advertising. You should take every dollar you make from that funnel and use that in your ads. But on the thank you page, you can maximize your average order value by not only adding affiliate products, like literally the affiliate link as like thank you bonuses on the thank you page, on the order confirmation page, put affiliate links on there. Or if you have other free plus shipping funnels, which is probably something I'll do in the future, I'll have multiple free offers and I'll offer them as bonuses on the thank you page or on the order confirmation page. And I'll literally say, hey, click here to claim your free bonus. So that's another way to add more profit to your order value. Another thing that Dean does was he went a little bit different where he didn't put a bunch of links to other products, affiliate products, or other of his products on that thank you page. He literally made the thank you page a registration form for his webinar, right? So if you have a webinar, or if you want to get into another niche where webinars are really popular, for example, the make money online niche, literally make your thank you page the registration page for your webinar. And that's what he does. And here's why it works is because on the very front sales end page, sales funnel page, and even in his ads, he goes, hey, I'm going to give you this book, Millionaire Success Habits, for free. All I ask is that you help cover shipping and handling, and I'll ship it to you. And when you do, I'm also going to give you a few awesome bonuses. One of them includes a free web class on the best way to make money in 2018 and 2019. And if you don't know anything about Dean, he's a real estate guru. He's been selling real estate products on TV infomercials for decades. And so he has a webinar where he sells his How to Make Money in Real Estate course, and it's a $500 course. And he offers the webinar, he calls it a web class, as a free bonus that comes along with the book. And so when they land on their thank you page, and that's really a registration for the live web class that they're getting as a free bonus for the book, it's really just a sales presentation that he adds to his average order value for each book. And now he knows, oh, rather than spending just $30 to give away a free book, I can spend $70 now because this many people who buy the book are also buying my course from the webinar. Mimi said, just curious, are you doing this on ClickBank? So no, I'm not currently doing this on ClickBank. The only reason, adding the free webinar, nice over delivering on the thank you page. Yep. So the only reason I didn't do this on ClickBank is because when I was setting up ClickFunnels, I really wanted that two-step order form. And hopefully by now you see why I wanted that two-step order form. Mostly because I didn't want to have them load a second page, a separate page, just to get their credit card information, right? And so ClickBank, the disadvantage to me doing this on ClickBank, and don't get me wrong, there's people in various different niches who do have free plus shipping funnels on ClickBank. I've seen them. I have swipes of people who use free plus shipping in the health niche and, like the cookbook niche, free plus shipping on ClickBank. That's perfectly fine. I just didn't do it because I didn't want to have to use ClickBank's order form by having them click a button and then go to the ClickBank order form and then go back to my upsell flow. So I just wanted to avoid that whole process altogether. And I just did everything in ClickFunnels and Stripe. And the advantage to doing that is ClickBank or ClickFunnels also has like an affiliate platform. It's not like where they can search the affiliate marketplace like ClickBank, but if you sign up as an affiliate, you can get affiliate commissions, obviously, on any funnel. So I didn't see a disadvantage to doing that. So that hopefully that answers your question. Yeah. Do you guys have any other questions? I feel like I'm rambling and I've hit most of the points I wanted to cover. Hopefully a lot of this was helpful. Let me know, what are you guys like thinking? Maybe some of your thoughts, maybe some of your ideas. If you have ideas, and I can give you a little bit of feedback. Other than that, I'll be happy to even talk more about like some of the tech that I use to keep my funnels together. So one mistake that I saw, literally last week, I helped another guy in the syndicate put together his free plus shipping offer. Just because I didn't ask him permission, I'm not going to tell him specifically who it is or what their offer is. But he was telling me, I basically told him like what conversions I was getting on my offer. And then he told me what he was getting, and he had a noticeable decrease on the front end conversions. And so when I went to his sales page looked similar. The sales copy was all right. I didn't go line by line to like critique his sales copy, but then one thing I noticed, and I think this could hurt conversions, is he had a big exit pop. So if you ever seen those on desktop, to where when you try to leave the page or you try to exit the page, a little pop-up comes up and says, hey, wait, give me your email and you'll get this free thing, right? He told me he was getting a lot of people, he was getting more people taking that exit pop than he had people completing step 1 and 2 on his order form, right? And so for me, I was like, dude, when I was going through your page, that thing popped up even though I was just scrolling through the page and reading the sales copy. And so my gut tells me that if you have that exit pop up, it could detract from people reading the sales letter or people filling out step 1 or 2, just because it's a big pop-up that covers over everything. So I guess that would be one of the like nuanced mistakes that I saw. If you're going to put together your own funnel, it's all exit pops for this type of page is almost overkill, because so many people are already going to fill out step 1 on that 2-step order form. So you don't want to get them to fill out the exit pop and then leave the sales page altogether, because it kind of just takes away from the purpose, especially if they're already on your sales list. Because when he did this, it was a launch internally to his own sales list. So there wasn't really a reason to have that exit intent pop type of thing. So that's one thing. Another thing is, definitely design the mobile experience. And if you guys are curious, the way I kind of glue all the tech and everything together is when someone completes step 2 on my 2-step order form, I automatically have a software. It's called Zapier. You can go to Zapier.com. I actually put the link to it in the description if you guys want to check out any of the things I refer to. Zapier is basically like if this happens, then I'll perform this action, right? It's just the middleman. So when someone completes my order form on ClickFunnels, what it's going to do is it's going to take all that person's information, and I have it set up to where it creates a spreadsheet in Google Docs, a Google Excel spreadsheet, and puts all the orders in the spreadsheet. And so what I do is I take that spreadsheet that automatically gets filled out and populated as people order because of Zapier. Zapier is the middleman there. I literally just download that spreadsheet, send it to the fulfillment center, and then they ship out all the books to the customers. And that's pretty simple how they do that. Now, the other guy who I helped this last week, he found a more efficient way of doing this on Amazon. When I looked at Amazon, and so you have to do, if you're going to do this and you're going to do a book, then you definitely want to make sure you do it correctly. Because when I originally looked into setting up Amazon to fulfill my books, the downside that I saw with if I used Amazon was I was going to have to go in and individually order every single book order using the standard like Amazon checkout process. And I didn't want to do that. What he did was he found a way to get a bulk order of books from Amazon, and then you ship it to an Amazon fulfillment center, Amazon FBA. And then you can do the same thing that I'm already doing, which is get the spreadsheet of orders and then send it to the Amazon fulfillment center rather than doing the individual orders yourself. And then they'll ship it out. The advantage of doing that over what I'm doing now, and so I'm definitely going to make this change, is when you do it through Amazon Fulfillment Center, they have Prime enabled. So they can get free 2-day shipping, and the cost of their books, what he told me, was actually a lot lower than the cost of books that I'm currently using with the current fulfillment center I'm using. So I'm definitely going to make that change as well. So right now I'm currently using Mel Printing. The advantage is if you wanted to do this, so what do they enter on step 1? Good question. So Mimi, on step 1, they're entering their full name, their email address, their phone number, and their shipping address. And the surprising thing about that is you would think that not a lot of people would be willing to give out that much information about themselves for free, for even if they don't complete step 2. But surprisingly, like if you compare it to any one of your squeeze pages, right? How many of your squeeze pages get 3 out of 10 people to opt in, right? So 3 out of 10 people are still filling out all the information. And that means I put their email on my email list and send them an autoresponder to say, hey, these books are going fast. Make sure You fill that out or whatever. Autoresponder just keep selling them the book. Oh yeah, no, I can get more into that, how my back end is set up if you guys are curious. But yeah, so Mel Printing is who I use. The advantage of doing that is they're just stupidly simple. You just talk to one person there. They're like, all right, how many books do you want? Send me your files and we'll make it happen. And then just send me the order. So it's very simple. Whereas Amazon, I think, takes a little bit more setup to do. But in my head, it's worth it because I think the cost to fulfill an order is like literally $3 cheaper, which $3 out of $7 is a lot, you know? So that's what I'm going to end up changing to. So other than that, I did want to mention something and then I can answer more questions. We do have an affiliate contest for this book coming up. Like I said, we've done affiliates all of 2018 and our focus is going to be going and converting this on cold traffic in 2019. But before we do that, we want to give every affiliate the chance to obviously rake in the cash on this. So all of 2018, the way we had it was a lot of affiliates who you probably know in the syndicate, they were promoting it and we were giving away 75% on every single upsell. So you saw my funnel, we have an order bump and 2 upsells, and we even have 2 downsells to each one of those upsells. And I can talk more about how I set that up in a really clever and seamless way. And we're giving away 75% of commissions on all upsells. And we had really good results. Fran from Enreach Marketing, they were getting 1.85 EPC after like a week, an entire week of mailing. I would say another person, Marnie and Jessica, they were also 2 of our more successful affiliates. They were doing like 1.58 EPC and 1.7 EPC. And that was at 75% commission. So for our contest later this month, which is on January 21st through February 4th, it's a 2-week period. We're going to bump that commission all the way up to 100% commission. So rather than giving 75%, if we had been giving Enrich and Jessica and Marnie 100% commission, rather than 1.85, it would have been like 2.4 EPC, which is great, right? And so that's the advantage to the contest. If you want to check out more information about that, the link is also in the description of this video. So going back to, if you have any questions, happy to answer that. Just want to throw that in there real quick. So another thing that I did for my back end, if you really want to increase, I mean, we're all online marketers, so you probably don't want to be selling your time for money. You want to sell a product that makes money while you sleep. But for me, before I had those back end funnels, which I have in place now, obviously, but originally, before we had any other funnels in place, what I was doing is I was collecting the phone number of every single person who bought the book. And I'll tell you why I did this in a second, but any person who bought $100 or more worth of upsells, I cold called them. But now I'm like the celebrity calling them, thanking them for the order, making sure they got access to the order altogether, right? And then I was selling them coaching over the phone, high ticket coaching, and it was converting. And here's why I say this. When I was working for Dean, I was able to like attend some of the mastermind meetings, the 100K mastermind meetings, see what all these other people were doing. And Dean and Brendan Bouchard is another personal development guy. They have a company called growth.com. And I don't want to give you the specific numbers, so don't quote me on these numbers. But basically what they found after crunching the numbers was when they got someone to buy their free book or like buy their front end offer, and then throughout the lifetime of that person being on their list or being with their company, if they spent $100 or more on products with their company, the lifetime value of that person was $6,000. I don't think those are the exact numbers, but it was very similar to that, right? And so that told me that if someone's spending $100 on my first funnel, they're a hot lead. And that's money on the table if I'm not doing everything I can to give them a better coaching experience, give them more personalized advice that maybe a lot of these guys crave and probably could afford. So when I heard that with that's going on with this huge company, that was a big aha moment for me to where, okay, I'm already collecting their number. There's no reason I shouldn't call them and sell them higher ticket coaching because they're likely to convert. I mean, just look at the numbers from any other company that's very similar, right? And so what I found was that was a really good way to monetize my back end immediately. But obviously you don't want to do that with everybody just because, you know, your time is limited. So that was another idea to monetize people on your back end as well. But I think in the future, when I hire more employees, what I'm going to end up doing is because we're getting all that information, I'm going to have literally like several employees, and their only job is to call every single customer and get them basically like make sure they get access to the program properly. Because sometimes people like the fulfillment email where they get the link to create their account, sometimes that might go to their spam folder and they might skip over that email. So I really want to make sure that everybody gets into the membership area seamlessly. So that's another idea that we're going to do in the future. But let me know if you guys would like to know anything more, maybe some split tests that we've done on the back end with the upsells, split tests on the front end even. If you guys are curious about that, or maybe you guys are just really excited about getting started with this, either way, I'm happy to help. But other than that, if you don't have any questions, I guess I can talk a little bit more. But other than that, any links to anything I referred to, like tech companies, fulfillment companies, ClickFunnels, whatever, I put some of those links down in the description below. So that way you guys have easy access to that, as well as if you want to check out the contest coming up for our book on the 21st of this month through February 4th, that 2-week period. More information is at howtogetthegirlnow.com/contest. And the link is also in the description. And like I said, all of 2018, affiliates have been mailing out just because they got such a good payout from 75% commission on all upsells. But for the contest only, we're boosting commissions to 100% payout on all upsells. So that's something to look forward to if you're interested in that. And also, because it's like right before that Valentine's Day, I'm going to be writing a lot of new swipes that are more congruent to Valentine's Day specifically. So you can check that out as well. I'll let you know more as those dates approach. But other than that, Mimi, Rowdy, Rhonda, anybody else watching, do you guys have any other questions, last second questions that you'd like to see me answer about Free Plus shipping funnels, what I'm doing, how you can apply it to your business, et cetera, et cetera? Wait a few seconds for those comments to come in. All right. Well, if you don't have any other questions, the replay will be up. So if you weren't able to watch the whole thing, then feel free to reference back to this, or even go back and watch some of the parts where you felt like there's a big light bulb moment, and you can rewatch it. Maybe you missed something, or if you were taking notes, you missed something I said. But other than that, happy to answer your questions in the future. Just reach out to me. If you're here on the live stream, you probably already know what my email address is, because I only gave this link out via email to syndicate members or people who have promoted my book in the past. So if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me, and hopefully I'll see you guys during the contest. All right. See you guys.